Am I really the only person that enjoyed Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies? I don't know what it is about this game's zombies mode. From day one, I have always enjoyed it. And yes, I'm also talking about Fong. I actually enjoyed Fong, Terra Maledicta. Today I decided that we play ShinNuma just because, you know, this was probably the least controversial Vanguard Zombies map, so I wanted to play one that, you know, I knew that the most amount of people enjoyed from this game, especially considering the fact that today is officially Spooky Month, and Spooky Month is my favorite day of the year, so I didn't want to kickstart it on like a really controversial spooky thing. I figured if I was gonna kickstart Spooky Month with Call of Duty Vanguard Zombies, then I'd at least do it with the least controversial map. I was considering kicking off, you know, Spooky Month with something like Black Ops 1 Zombies or Black Ops 2 Zombies, and while we'll still most definitely be playing that this month, I figured I'd do the one that I haven't done recently because I've made a good bit of like Black Ops Zombies videos recently. It still saddens me that I spent so much time going for Dark Ether camo in this game, and I actually never ended up completing it. That's the only reason that I'm using an LMG, because I can tell you firsthand, like using an LMG in Vanguard Zombies really isn't a good idea, especially if you're like me and you like turning on the rampage inducer from like the beginning of the game to try to get things sped up. Yeah, this was actually a really bad idea. Like later in the game, when it comes to Vanguard Zombies, if you try going for high rounds, dude, the zombies get so fast and they become so aggressive, it's not even funny. Hey, look at that, one of them actually dropped a monkey bomb already. Y'all can say what you will about Vanguard Zombies, this was undeniably actually like an amazing remake of ShinNuma, because not only did they remake ShinNuma like 100% faithfully, but they also added like new areas to it, an Easter egg, a quest for the Wonderwaff. One of my favorite things to do in ShinNuma Zombies was literally just sit right up here because the zombies would have to climb up. Now granted, if you're using a bullet weapon, it doesn't exactly work the best, but once you get like a Wonderwaff, yeah, you can see it like just how easily that spot can become like super overpowered super quick. Basically, my main strategy for like the early game of ShinNuma Zombies is literally just to pass the rounds, because up until round 15, I mean, there really isn't anything you can do because we're just trying to get to round 15 so Zavala will spawn, so then we can charge up the one thing to get the Wonderwaff piece. I'm out here to the hut, pick up the fishing barrel, or the fishing barrel, the weapon barrel. It's one of them days. Some days I wake up and, you know, my speech is working with me, my brain's working well, and then other days it's just like, it's all mush. It's all Play-Doh up here. I put up a tweet talking about it yesterday, but I was so mad. I got to second place in Warzone 2, and you want to know how I lost? Some dude was in a helicopter, and I guess he had like a durable gas mask, and he literally just out-survived me because I had a default gas mask, but he had a durable one. So once the storm destroyed his helicopter in the final circle, and it was literally just down to the gas, even once his helicopter, oh no, I'm going down. Even once his helicopter broke, he just managed to out-survive me because he had a stronger gas mask, and that was literally it. There was no fair battles or anything like that. It was just, it's like, that's the reason that I don't play Warzone 2, and truthfully do believe that like Warzone 1 was so much better, because like, that kind of BS just didn't happen in Warzone 1. So that being said, yeah, I still don't have my first win in Warzone 1, and it was because some guy cheesed it with a helicopter, and yeah, he got the win. It's equal parts sad and pathetic, but what can you do, right? Again, say what you will about Vanguard Zombies, but the PackAPunch camos in this game, they were honestly top notch. I don't even know how you describe this, but it's like blue and white and red. I don't know, man. The more you PackAPunch it, like obviously the more like detail gets put into it too. It's just, it looks so good. And then on the other maps too, like Fong and Terra Maledicta and all that, like they all had their own unique PackAPunch camos as well. Like, you know, say what you will, but they did go all out in a few aspects.
Patience, you'll all get your just desserts. Carving my own valley of...
Vanguard Zombies is sheer insanity. I was literally just one horde of round 8 zombies, and that was just because I had the Rampage Inducer on. Like, it's insane. I should probably turn off the Rampage Inducer soon, because like, this is getting a little insane, and this LMG is like so slow, but you know, I'm impatient. I just want the rounds to go by as fast as possible until we get that Wonderwaff piece. Most important part of Cold War and Vanguard Zombies, armor. It cannot be understated. It doesn't matter even if you like fully upgrade your jug in Vanguard Zombies, you need armor. Now we got the electrical fuse, which means all that we need is the little thing from Zavala. Oh, we also got to do this part. I almost forgot. We got to insert the weapon barrel and do this step. Like I said, man, dunk on this game all you want, but like they were starting to get it figured out by the end. Like they had all like these quests going on and all these like little cool Easter eggs and stuff. Like it truly felt like a classic zombies game in some of these round-based maps that they had towards the end of the game. Archon was like, you know, obviously that was just kind of like a recycling of Terra Maledicta, and you know, obviously there was a lot of budget restraints, and I believe there was only like there wasn't even like double-digit amount of devs working on this thing. Like it was literally just a handful of developers. But despite all that, I mean, like they made it happen. And again, say what you will about Archon, but honestly, I really like that map. I mean, as a round-based map, yeah, sure, it's a little flawed, and I can't even tell you. I don't even think I ever have actually gotten on that map before just to go for high rounds. But I mean, hey, they tried with the very very little that they had to work with, and furthermore, like the Easter egg on the map and the boss fight and everything like that, like it's actually really good. I mean, I'm not here to convince anybody. If you don't like this game, that's on you. I don't really care. I'm just some stranger on the internet with my own opinions. I can't convince anybody of anything, and I mean, I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. I mean, if other people want to spend their time being all pessimistic, then I mean, whatever, that's on them, really. I don't really care. That's just how I am, though. There's a lot of like games and modes and things out there, just, you know, across the gaming industry where, you know, there's so many gamers that are so pessimistic about it, so negative about it. I just went down. And I'm that guy where I'm always trying to be as optimistic as possible, and I'm always just trying to look at things, you know, just taking things for what they are, not comparing them to things that came before, not comparing them to things that came after, just taking it for what it is and finding the fun and beauty inside of things for what they are. Like, that goes beyond gaming. That's just how I am with a lot of things in life in general. Life is so short. I don't see the point in being so negative all the time and just focusing on the negatives and everything. Why not focus on the positives and just, you know, have fun with as many different things as possible? And I haven't seen this loading screen in a while. Holy. I think the last time I sat down to play a really good game of Fong probably would have been like before ShinNuma came out. I honestly haven't even played it since, and I mean, wow, man, I haven't seen all this in a while. Again, say what you will about Vanguard Zombies, but, like, artistically speaking, art direction-wise, like, look at it. Like, it looks absolutely amazing. I think after ShinNuma came out, there was, like, one time where I came back to play this map, and then I also, like, made a video on it at some point, but, yeah, I haven't been on this map in a while. Honestly, I really like Fong, and I'm gonna be honest, it's mainly just for the aesthetic of the map. Like, I still like the gameplay of it. Like, I found going for, like, these different objectives and kind of progressing through the rounds, I found that loop to be fun enough, even if there were, you know, there was only, like, what, 3 or 4 objectives in total? Again, I'm a basic guy, man. I grew up with, like, PS1 games. The very first game I ever played was Donkey Kong Country for the SNES when I was, like, 3 years old. So, yeah, you know, I don't need a whole lot in my games. As long as, like, the main gameplay loop is fun, you know, then I don't really care. I'm a basic guy. I love vast, complex, in-depth RPGs, like, you know, like Persona 5 Royal and, like, your Final Fantasies and all that, but I also like basic, more stripped-back games like Pac-Man and, you know, just like Super Mario Bros on the NES. That's just how I've always been, though. I'm a gamer at heart, like I've been saying. I take everything for what it is, and I enjoy it for what it is. I find the beauty in everything that I can. Whether it's the popular opinion, whether it isn't, I just, you know, I don't know. I just focus on the positives and I have fun. Another thing that I found pretty cool is, like, as you do the objectives, it, like, slowly opens up the map. So rather than, like, going around and getting points or whatever, you kind of just, like, you know, you do the objectives, it slowly opens up the map, and there was, like, that mini bit of progression. It was always super annoying when you get into public matches, though, and, like, people in the lobby would go through and try to kill every single zombie in the hub world before starting the next objective, and I'd be there just like, dog, can we just go to the next objective already? That being said, just, like, the simple act of shooting zombies in this game is actually really sad. Like, it feels good to play. Again, like, art direction-wise, man, like, the perk machine or the perk fountains or whatever in Vanguard Zombies, they just, oh, it oozes personality. It's so good. I remember this objective was great, like, towards the beginning of Vanguard's life cycle before ShinNuma came out, because obviously ever since ShinNuma came out, that's, like, the main way to grind out Dark Ether camo. But when the game first came out, you'd go into this harvest objective. You go through, like, the first 2 of them or whatever, and then once it gets to the last position, basically you just, like, sit there, and the zombies would infinitely spawn, so then you just kind of use that to your advantage and, like, grind out Dark Ether infinitely until your gun was done, and then you move on to the next, and, you know, that was just, like, one of the main strategies when the game first came out. And that's one of the perks of, like, following a game from the beginning, especially a game that wasn't as popular, like Vanguard Zombies. Well, Vanguard itself was very popular, but, like, Vanguard Zombies in particular. When it's all said and done, you're able to, like, look back and remember all those small things and those small moments in the community, you know, among, like, the avid players that were actually playing it consistently, despite the fact that, you know, most other players weren't. You get to form and have all those, like, memories and moments tied to the game, and all those memories of, like, grinding stuff out or playing or waiting for the next update, just hopeful for the future of the game. And I would argue that I was rightful to be hopeful for it, and I would argue that all the other players that were hopeful for it were right to be, because, I mean, again, just look at how it turned around with, like, ShinNuma and the Archon by the end of it. Again, they're not, like, top 5 zombies maps of all time, but at the same time, they're a lot of fun, especially ShinNuma. People dunk on ShinNuma because it's just a remake of, well, ShinNuma, but the thing is, you gotta remember, they also added so much to the map, again, with the Easter eggs and the new areas and stuff like that, and the PackAPunch, and, you know, and if you're gonna use that argument to be like, well, the map isn't good because it's not original because it's remake, well, then I guess that means that D-Machine and Cold War sucks too. At its core, it's a remake of Nocturne and Totem, and then they expanded on the outer parts of it, added stuff to it, added quests to it. It's really the same concept. And no, I'm not saying the D Machine sucks. The D Machine is literally one of my favorite zombies maps of all time. I'm just saying with that logic, it could be applied there as well, and you know, any other zombies map. Like you could say Revelation sucks in Black Ops 3 with that mindset. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, I've been rambling for long enough. I think this is where we're gonna wrap things up. Now, I'd definitely love to hear from you guys. You know, am I the only one that actually really love Vanguard Zombies? Is there some of you other folks out there that actually like absolutely love this mode as well? Whatever it is, whatever you're thinking, I'd definitely love to hear from you guys. Anyway, as always, a massive shout out, thank you to all the patrons and channel members. Thank you to all of you in the low baller tier, new bigger shout out, thank you to all of you in the big baller tier, Mellow King and Big Daddy Manny, and the biggest shout out, thank you to all of you in the G tier, Run Avengers 10 Little Cheese Girl. Thank you guys so much. You guys are literal legends. I love you. Thank you guys for watching. Have an amazing day. Stay beautiful. I love you all. Peace.